Welcome back, fillies and genitals, to a Brony Plays Minecraft. Here we are. We've just constructed our, whatchamacallits, I don't know, what do you call them? Pens from Fluttershy's cottage, that's right. If you didn't figure it out last time, oh, we haven't done anything over there. Anyways, I have some plans. But if you didn't figure it out last time, I have a secret plan. And you've seen it, because you saw it at the end of the last video. Not that you heard me talk about it, because I decided to keep the voice down, since it was getting like 17 views, and it's like, oh my goodness, 17 views for a new video? How unusual. And no one else has complained, so I'm curious just to see how it goes. It's probably just because I named it Fluttershy, and so it got a couple, like 2 or 3 extra views from that. Who knows? Anyways, so yeah, make some arrows, come chop down a tree, gotta go plant a stand somewhere. Where am I gonna put the stand? I was thinking I was going to put it way over there, but then I'm like, no, I should put a spawning area over there. So I'm just going to put it in the corner, which, as you're going to see, is going to be a bad decision. So let's go to an age 50. This, by the way, if you didn't notice, is being produced in post, as I mentioned last time. So, yeah, it's a little weird. I get to be a little more spoilery. Anyways, here we are, Mistcraft. Wonderful age. This is actually a really nice age. And it's a shame that it doesn't work out as nicely as I want it to. But this is a really good age. And as you're going to see, it's going to take a little while to find another good age. But when we do, we make sure it's good. As always, make sure that you start any age by making sure you've got a linking book. Don't go to an age without a linking book, because if there's no reeds, you're stuck. If there's no, starfisher, you're also stuck. So always make sure that you enter an age with a linking book, or some other way of making one, at least. And I always recommend that when you go into a new age, you place down your linking book right at the start, because that's where you're going to spawn, unless you make a linking book in the age. You know, if you want to wander, oh, hello, zombie. If you want to wander around and go find an age somewhere and be all, or an age, like a nice base, like there's a mountain in the distance, well, hill. There's a hill in the distance you can kind of see, or the lake way over there. Yeah, I could go wander over there and put somebody down, make a base over there, but then every time I came to this age, I'd spawn in this spot, which probably isn't the best. So, unless you're going to make a linking book from your new base, you want to make sure that you plunk down your current linking book at the spawn. Otherwise, it's going to be tricky. So that's what I've done here. We're going to come back and check out the properties and also get some more materials. We're going to need more stone and stuff. You can hear the, I think that's Mo Creatures is the mod making noise. It stopped now, but that's just a thing that Mistcraft does. The zombie brain is from Thaumcraft, but I was just saying, it's not a thing that Mistcraft does. It's a thing that we went to a new age that had some place in it, that had a bunch of creatures wandering around. It was designed for that, so the Mo Creatures and the birds start activating. When we came here, there's no birds or anything like that. It lasted a little bit afterward, though. So, you also saw that zombie brain. That's from Thaumcraft. I'd like to say I've done a series on Thaumcraft, but I haven't. I've simply done a couple videos that mentioned Thaumcraft when I was doing my Technic tips. Technically, this is still Technic, but I'm not doing this in a Technic tips sort of fashion, and Technic tips never got very many views, which is perfectly understandable. That's why I kind of stopped. As you can see there, this particular age that we've been to is, you know, you're watching the tags right there. There's no swamp in it. It's not dense ores. Not being dense ores, you know, that's fine. No swamp. Oh, you're going to see I'm going to get a little upset here. You would see if this were a thing. I didn't bring very many torches, which was silly of me. Anyways, we have a door. We're going to build up some walls now. What was I saying? I don't remember now. See, look at that. I made myself lose track. Aren't I good? Something about ages and Torchic. No, it was not about Torchic, but I thought it was. Oh, it was about the symbols that we got. What we're really looking for is a swamp age. Something that will have rubber trees. I think there's a chance of rubber trees appearing in a non-swamp area, but I've never seen it happen, so I'm going to assume that there isn't a real good chance of it happening. So we're looking for a swamp one. This doesn't have one. While we're here, we're just going to look for minerals. There's a skull. That's a Thaumcraft item. As such, I don't really consider that cheating, really, because you're not going to be able to make it in EE. So this is the only way I can get Thaumcraft items if I want to do very much with Thaumcraft, which I might do a little bit with Thaumcraft, but I'm probably not going to do much. I don't know for certain, but I don't think that the area we're in has any Vis really occurring. You'll see me trying to make some snowballs, and there we go. I've got some snow, which is a nice little, cute little thing. I like having snow. It's a good block. Volts does a really nice thing with snow that allows you to have snow walls that are similar to fences and concrete walls. Oh, fat chicken. But, haha, take that. But unfortunately, that's not part of Vanilla or Tekkit or Technic, so that's a shame. That's okay. There is one other thing I should warn you about Mistcraft, using it for on a map like this, and you're going to see in the next couple ages, well, or at least in some of the next travels that we go to, there's a problem either with the way the traveling between worlds works, or the way that the animal, like the way the fences work, something like that. I'm not sure exactly which one, but something like that. Anyways, you'll see it there. I'm making some torches, remembering to do that. Boom, bunch of torches, stack of torches, lots of whatever that stuff is, EMC left over. And we're going to go back and we're going to start mining, I think. Pretty sure we're going to start mining. There's nothing else to do. Put some torches up. There we go. See, I mined something. The plan here, since there's no swamp, and since I don't want to really cheat that much, although I guess it's arguable as to whether mining legitimately is cheating or not, there's certainly valid arguments either. I don't know where it came from. Probably spawn. This is Dark World, so you'll see that in the daylight they don't die. Anyways, there are arguments to be made that using Mistcraft is kind of cheaty, because I'm getting access to all sorts of extra resources that I didn't have. And on the other hand, there are equally valid arguments that say using equivalent exchange is cheaty, because you don't have to do anything, and you can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna like be awesome and amazing and magical and get all sorts of stuff. So yeah. As a quick note before I continue with my plan here, which you're gonna see and you'll be like, what are you doing? This world is dark, so I'm not. So hopefully the video comes out good. It's always tricky to see how it comes out for YouTube. I'm gonna make sure I try to put down a lot of torches, but if it gets a little dark, you're not missing a whole lot. It's me going around in circles. And you'll see that I've avoided that copper for two reasons. One, I'm making a spiral staircase and I needed the ore block. But I could have done that in any direction. So what's the real reason? The real reason is that I feel that mining legitimately and stuff would be cheating, because the spirit of the game is to survive on the skyblock, and that means using, yes, it means using Mistcraft intelligently, but it also means using EE intelligently, and it means not just using Mistcraft to be like, ha 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 ha, trollololololol, I don't need to go to, I don't need to stay on the skyblock anymore, I can live on regular land, and then it's just become a regular old Tekkit survival thing, and I'm not, I don't know, a lot of other people have done that, and they've done it better. So what I'm doing instead is I'm going to grab one block of any new mineral I come across, something that I need, because that's the point here, and I think that's using Mistcraft intelligently without breaking the spirit of skyblock survival. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of EMC from mining, woohoo, but my promise is that once I've gotten the stuff that I need, I'm just going to essentially throw the book away so that I can't just come to this age and exploit it anytime I want. And you can probably hear that. There's another downside to this age. The zombie is trying to get in. In one of the later videos, he actually follows me and nearly kills me. Because being on the skyblock, I don't really need armor. But here, I actually am, really damaged. Like, look at that. I'm one hit away from dying. So I'm being very careful here. I didn't even remember to eat because it hasn't been a problem for me back on Skyblock. I haven't had to worry about, you know, anything like that. So I'm not even venturing outside. There's another guy, and I'm like, great. Screw you. We're gonna eat real quick. And place the block down. Neener, neener, neener. And that way, if he does break in, he can't get to me. Now he's kind of like, oh, I guess, whatever. And then now the door's open, even if he does come in, he won't, like, you know, bother us. But eating a little bit, getting some health back. And yeah, I'll just have to keep an eye on that in the future. When I say in the future, I mean when I record next. I've got 3 or 4 episodes that are in post that I'm going to just voice over like this. So yeah, my plan is anytime I come across a new mineral, I'm going to pick up 1 of that mineral, such as I picked up 1 copper, or 1, goodness, something just happened outside. You might have heard that, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to pick up 1 copper, or 1 coal, or 1 tin. Here we go, I'm going to pick up this V's crystal. Actually, that's an earth crystal. It's from Thaumcraft. And of course, now I need a new pickaxe as well, so let's just go home and get that. I will pick up any extra crystals I find, since those are things that are very rare in my regular world, if not impossible to find for me. And yeah, I can't make them through equivalent exchange, so that should not be an issue. At least I don't feel it is. If I'm going to make any use of Thaumcraft, I need these crystals. So that's just a thing we're going to have to deal with. Anyways, while we're here, we can, as you'll see, the copper ore has to be smelted first, which is interesting because now I need something to smelt it with. I can't really burn apples. I should have some fences, though. Can't burn arrows. No, I think I'm going to go look for fences. Maybe. Fine, so there we go. See? Fences. Burn fences, kids. They always say don't burn bridges. Oh, and you'll also see, I don't think I pointed it out, but you'll see off in the corner, there's a pig wandering around. Look for him. Or just rewind about 20 seconds and look for him. There's a pig wandering around. All I did was leave the world, and I came back, and the pig got out. It's effing annoying. Especially because it continues. It gets worse. It gets worse. But I won't spoil it too much. Anyways, here we go. You see we're making some stuff. I've made some extra chests. Those are for Thaumcraft type items. See? Look, the pig. And here's, in the original video, I was all like, what? WTF? How'd you get out? I thought you couldn't jump over fence gates. And no, somehow he just glitched through and is now standing on top of my tablet. It's going to take several episodes of him just kind of wandering around before anything gets done about that. So here we go. We're just pushing him back in. Or, well, we're trying to. Haha! The chicken helps with Torchic. That's what I named her, by the way. I don't think you caught on last time, but I named her Torchic. Even though there were other better names. Aha! Take that! Pig. Thank you. So anyways, that's only a temporary solution, and it's not great. One thing I do like is that the cow sound is not as loud for you guys as it was playing, but yeah. Anyways, so an extra chest there. I thought about putting a chest up here, but it seems kind of silly, and I don't think I really need it. So we'll get rid of that chest, and I'm going to start using this extra chest for Thaumcraft items, you know, stuff like that. Thaumcraft primarily, and I think I put something else in it later on. Some extra Mistcraft stuff, maybe. So anyways, that's that. Just doing a little bit of inventory management. So yeah, you've got to watch out for weird bugs like that if you've got farms and if you care about your animals not falling off the edge of the world, which I do. One of the later episodes, I tried actually I think it's the last one I have at the moment. I think it's episode 10. This is 8. So I think episode 10 it was. I ended up trying to film 3 times, and I kept having problems with it. It would either just not render, or it didn't have the sound like this one did, or it just died. I have no idea why I spawned up. Oh, no, I do know why I spawned up here. You'll see that also it's daytime. But the nice thing about having trouble with that was that I was able to fix some of the animal issues. Anyways, or no, it wasn't that it wasn't rendering, it was just that it was crashing. One of the ages kept causing me to crash. I'll get more to that later. You'll see the zombies are wandering around. I mentioned that earlier. Goodness. I don't know if you heard that, but it was about like someone was out in the parking lot and he was just like, I don't know, waiting and honking his horn like a jerk. If you're watching this, person who was in the honking the horn on my video, that's right, I said it. You can just, you know, park your car and go walk up to the apartment and say, hi, I was wondering if you were, you know, coming out with me tonight or something. Or, I don't know, text them or call them. Don't sit there and honk your horn. That goes for everyone else who sits there and honks their horn. It's not sexy and it's not fun. So, yeah, public service announcement. Also, I'm avoiding that copper because of what I said earlier. I'm only going to pick up the 1 and use equivalent exchange to get stuff. It's actually, I suppose, if you're making the argument that EE is unbalanced and cheaty, you can argue that this version of playing with it is not that bad because you have to grow all your EMC. Some uranium here. I will grab this. I was tempted not to, but I will. I think in the original version, the non-hardcore version of this map, it was kind of intended that you would have to get the, what's it called? The matter, like there's cycler and matter maker, the thing that makes the UU matter. I'm blanking on its name right now. There's iron ore, I don't need that. I can't figure, I don't remember what it is that makes the matter, but the stuff that makes UU matter. And then you turn that UU matter into everything else you need, like uranium. Or you get an alchemical tome and do it. But obviously we don't have that luxury here because we're missing all the copper and tin and stuff. So I figure, hey, I'll just do it in here and yeah, you guys can deal with it. If you feel like I'm cheating, I'm sorry for letting you down. Don't cheat on your test, kids. It's not good. One of the things I do in my class, as I see if you haven't, if I've never said this before, I'm going to say it now. I'm a high school chemistry teacher, and I know you're all not supposed to mention like anything private on the internet or something because it gets out there and everything, but being a teacher, I am, you know, everything about me is pretty much already public, even my paycheck. Not that I'm telling anything more than I have to, but that's just, it's out there. So, yeah. But one of the things I do in my classes is give out, you know, extra credit, of course, but I do this in the intelligent way, I hope. There are a couple just little old things, but one of the things I do is I say you can write a poem about the element of the week. There's some silver right there. You can see it's very different, so I'm going to grab that. Silver ore. So I say every week I put an element on the board, and I just put a periodic table entry, a little blurb about what it's used for, such as like aluminum is a very common element that is used for soda cans and lots of metals everywhere. It is strong and very reactive. You know, something like that. I try to, no nickelite. I'm going to not pick up the nickelite. I'm going to make it in a collector. And I try to make the element something cool and interesting. Also, you notice I've stopped going down because I'm on level 9, so that's where the diamonds are, and I need a diamond. No, I don't. I actually have a plan. I thought I was going to need a diamond, but I've got a plan to not get a diamond. Actually, what I'm looking for is lapis, and I'm going to spend the next 2 videos looking for lapis. So, yeah, that's a thing. If I find a diamond, I would take it, probably, but I never found one. So I have a set, there is an alternative method for getting a plan. But anyways, back to the story about cheating and my extra credit assignment, because that's probably much more interesting than hearing me talk about my plan that I'm not talking about. So I make sure that the element of the week, whatever it is, I have an example of it. It's something that I actually have. It's not just, oh look, there's aluminum, and everyone goes, yay, I could have looked at the periodic table or Wikipedia and found out that. No, I make sure I have like a sample of it, if I can. Some of the elements it's hard to have a legit sample of, like phosphorus. I can't have a sample of phosphorus in school. Well, I mean, red phosphorus? Sure. And so what I use is I use a matchbox, which has red phosphorus on the sides. It's like an application of, rather than, oh look, here's a chunk of phosphorus. But you really don't want a chunk of phosphorus lying around. And I I already have trouble with I have enough trouble with students trying to do stupid things. I don't want them having access to the phosphorus there. So I just had a matchbox. But in this case, I had it up at the end of the grading period, the phosphorus one, and I said, you know, you can do a poem. And I've had this up for the entire year, that if you write a poem about the element of the week, I give you 5 extra credit points. And you can do the once a week, because I change the elements every week, because it's the element of the week. So yeah, that's a thing. And I'm looking at my grades from last trimester, from the end of the grading period. We have these things called trimesters. And I find out that, you know, I start looking, it's like, oh, hey, look, this guy wrote a poem. Actually, he wrote like 3 poems. Wow, I never even realized. He didn't seem like the poetic type, but here he is. He's written some poems. How unusual. And then I looked around, and the next person had written some poems, and some of them were the same. I'm like, okay, so they copied, whatever, it's 5 points. I'll give him credit for these 2, and her credit for those 2. And then the next person had done the same poems, only she had typed them up, and she had a lot extra. And at this point, I was incredibly suspicious. So I went online, typed in like phosphorus poem. Sure enough, all the poems they used, they'd gotten offline. Actually, it was probably just the one girl who printed it out, and the others copied it off her. So, yeah, they didn't get any credit for that. I was tempted to take off points or something, but no, I just decided to not give him credit for it at all. So let that be a lesson to you guys. Don't cheat, especially on a silly extra credit thing. You'll notice I'm climbing out. I need a new pick. I need new torches. And we're still looking for lapis. So until next time, folks, just keep on trotting. Oops, I'm a little off. Cow?